first of a series of sessions on aqa'id, and we will be discussing certain misconceptions against Shia Islam. So we've done a series of crash courses and sessions. In the past we did, for example, Usul ad-Din, which is building the foundations of Islam as a religion. And then we did the Furu' ad-Din, where what is wajib and what is obligatory upon a Muslim, the 10 Furu' ad-Din, the 10 branches of faith. However, this would probably go a level further. That was probably at a basic level. Now this is building on top of what we have already established, especially in the aqa'id. And when you know the aqa'id, in the Usul ad-Din, we discussed that one of the Usul ad-Din is belief in the imamah. The fourth one is the belief in the imamah. Tawheed, adala, nubuwah, imamah, and ma'ad. Imamah it opens the chapter and it opens the door for Shi'ism, the belief in Shi'ism. But the belief in Shi'ism is not just believing in the imam, it's believing in the asma, in the infallibility, the issue of tawassul, the issue of many different beliefs. And as we know, the Shi'as are a minority within the Muslims, and there are many misconceptions. There are many accusations about Shi'ism, about Tashayyu'. And here, the reason for these misconceptions, there are several reasons for these misconceptions. One of the first reasons for misconceptions, and this is not only misconceptions about Shi'ism, but this could be also misconceptions about Islam or misconceptions about anything. Anything. Right now, for example, I think of a group of people, I think of a country, I think of a type of anything. I might have beliefs that are wrong about that. So one of the first reasons is ignorance, because there's a lot of ignorance regarding Islam, there's a lot of ignorance regarding Shi'ism. That is one of the reasons why there are many misconceptions. And today, if you go to, for example, any of the Muslim world, the Sunni countries, go to Morocco, go to Algeria, go to Malaysia, go to Indonesia, and tell them, what do you know about Shia? And they will tell you certain things that you have never heard of. Some things that are strange. If what they were saying about the Shia, if some of what they're saying is true, then we would not like that either. So this comes from ignorance. This is one. And unfortunately, there's a lot of ignorance within the religious community as well. People that practice, people that pray, but they have that jahl murakkab, that the fact that they're ignorant and they don't know that they're ignorant. See, there's two types of ignorance. There's one person, they're ignorant. They don't know. If I don't know about something health-wise, who do I go to? I go to a doctor. If I don't know about something with regards to engineering, who do I go to? I go to an engineer. This is healthy, because you know that you don't know and you go and you seek experts. But sometimes there's something that is worse than jahl, ignorance, and that is called jahl murakkab. What does that mean? That means I'm ignorant of something and I'm ignorant of the fact that I'm ignorant of it. So what does this mean? The first example, I don't know anything about the heart. So who do I go to when I have a heart problem? I go to the doctor. The other one, I don't know about the heart, but I think I know about the heart. And I start treating myself, and I start treating other people, I start giving out medicine, I start becoming the doctor, but in fact, I don't know anything. So I will cause not only pain and suffering for myself, but I will cause it for others. And this is something that happens a lot in religion. Because for someone to come and speak about religion, you don't need any credentials. Right now, if you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you're a plumber, whatever you are, you need to have credentials. No one's going to give you a license. But for someone to speak about religion, give their opinion about religion, anyone could come and give an opinion about religion. It's like those political commentators. Everyone's a political commentator these days. So it's an issue that is very dangerous. And today, if you go and you ask the Muslim world, What do you know about Shi'ism? A lot of them have no clue. A lot of them don't know many things, and there are many misconceptions. I'm going to mention a list of them, and maybe later on we want to make this an interactive discussion. If anyone has anything that I did not mention, we could also mention that. So from amongst the misconceptions, shubuhat, is the false claim that Rasulullah chose Imam Ali and Ahl Bayt when they were normal people, just like all other good Muslims. Today, some Muslims, they come and they say, okay, what's the Prophet did not choose Imam Ali. They did not choose the Ahl Bayt. The Ahl Bayt, they were just like all the other Muslims. Why do we make such a big deal? This is one. To throw that out there and to come and say the Ahl Bayt are normal people. They're just like anyone else. Whereas when we look at the Quran, we see the Quran has given them their special status. In the life of the Prophet, they have that special status. And that is a divine status that Allah has given them. One accusation and misconception is Shi'as are mushrikeen. Why did Daesh, ISIS go and wage war and kill so many Shi'as? They come and they said these Shi'as are mushrikeen. These are idol worshippers. Why? Because they do tawassul, because they do shafa'ah, because they worship the graves of the Imams, and they come and they say they're idol, they're kafir, they're mushrik, they're the worst type of kufr. Even kufr has levels. For example, the people of the book, they're kuffar, but they're a better level than a mushrik, a polytheist. They come and they say the Shi'as are the mushrikeen, meaning they associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Third, Shi'as revere Imam Ali and the Imams above the Prophet. And they believe that Jibreel was supposed to go to Imam Ali, but instead went to the Prophet. So they come and they say, the Shi'as, they come and they sit together and they say, Khan al-Amin. Khan al-Amin. What does Khan al-Amin mean? It means al-Amin, Jibreel, he betrayed. Instead of going to Imam Ali, he went to the Prophet. They come and they say that this is the Shia belief. And the Shi'as believe that the Imams and Rasul and Imam Ali is above the Prophet. Fourth, Shi'as accuse the wife of the Prophet of committing zina. So this is something you always hear it. They come and they say, oh, the Shi'as attack the wives of the Prophet and they accuse them or accuse one of them of zina. Shi'as curse the Sahaba. Shi'ism was made by a Jewish man who wanted to divide the Muslims and cause a fitna. So the whole origin of Shi'ism, it has to do with a Jewish man. He came in the Muslim community, and we will address this today, inshallah. By the name of Abdullah ibn Saba, he came and he wanted to cause division. The Muslims, they were all cuddly, they were all very cute and good with one another. He came and he wanted to destroy the ummah, and he came and he converted to Islam, supposedly, and he caused that division within the Muslims. This is one. Another one is 7. Shi'as don't actually follow the true teachings of Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, and the Imams. Imam Ali did not have a problem with the establishment. Imam al-Hussein did not have a problem with anyone. Imam al-Hassan did not have a problem with anyone. They were just killed for no reason, So they come and they say Shi'as are not even following the Imams because the Imams had no problem with the establishment. Number 8, Shi'as killed Imam al-Hussein, and they cry for him now out of regret for what they did to him. So, they call that gaslighting, where they come and they say, Shi'as are the ones who killed Imam al-Hussein, but now they're blaming others, and now they're crying for what they did to Imam al-Hussein, and they hit their chest. So, number 9, all Shi'as practice self-mutilation, tatbir and self-flagellation. This is also a misconception. Shi'as born out of wedlock, as many practice mut'a marriage, and that is not a valid form of marriage. So they come and they say, you guys are born out of mut'a. And mut'a is, according to them, is not a valid form of marriage. So basically, Shi'as are sons of zina. Shi'as worship a rock, a turba. When we pray to the turba, they come and they say, you are worshipping that. Shi'as have weird beliefs, like Imam al-Mahdi was born over 1,000 years ago and is still alive and hidden from the eyes and disappeared in a basement. So this, basically, when you come and you say it like that, but then when you come and you break it down, you come and you see that this, it could be thrown as a misconception, but when you come and you look at the adillah, you come and you look at the proof, inshallah we'll address all of these as the time comes. Shi'as give khums on all surplus assets which Sunnis don't. And Prophet Muhammad did not collect any khums. Instead, he collected zakat. So they come and they say Shias are having this form of income that is basically out of nowhere. They made it up to fool people. Shias always go against the Muslim greater community and always cause division. So always you hear this, look at the Shias. They're always dividing. They're always causing division within the Muslim Ummah. Shias believe in the raj'ah of the Imams. And they believe that certain Imams are going to come back. And this is a weird belief. Shias have their own Quran. Mus'haf Fatima and the Kitab of Ali. You hear all of these all the time. Of course, you're not going to hear it with the moderate and mainstream Sunni Muslim, but you will hear it with those that have an agenda against Shi'ism, against Tashayyu', against your beliefs. So these are some that I was just writing down. There are probably others. Does anyone have any in mind that I might have not mentioned? Yes. Okay. Okay. So this will cover when it comes to Imam al-Mahdi, the belief in Imam al-Mahdi, that Narjis didn't exist. Yes, that's a good one. So these are all misconceptions. In Arabic, what do you call a misconception? No, bid'ah is innovation. Innovation is adding something to the religion. It's shubuhat, shubha. Shubha, shubuhat. And basically, what it is, it's an argument that sounds very close to the truth. It sounds close to the truth, but it's not the truth. This is why it's called shubha. Because Amir al-Mu'mineen, he says, yashbahu al-haq. Because it resembles, shubha, it means it's something that resembles. It resembles the truth. That is why people fall for it. If someone comes and tells you something that is very far from the truth, right away you're going to say, I don't believe in this. But you come and you say something that is close to the truth, it resembles the truth, it makes people believe it. So here, Amir al-Mu'mineen, the Imams of the Ahl Bayt, they have several ahadith on shubuhat and how you deal with the shubha. And what do you do to strengthen yourself? Because we want to build the foundation before we go and we address these issues one after the other. Amir al-Mu'mineen, he says, إِنَّمَا سُمِّيَتِ الشُّبْهَةِ شُبْهَةً لِأَنَّهَا تَشْبَهُ الْحَقِّ. The shubha is referred to as a shubha, a misconception, because it looks like the haqq. Tashbah. Tashbah al-haqq, because it looks like the haqq. فَأَمَّا أَوْلِيَاءُ اللَّهِ فَضِيَاؤُهُمْ فِيهَا الْيَقِينُ وَدَلِيلُهُمْ سَمْتُ الْهُدَى وَأَمَّا أَعْدَاءُ اللَّهِ فَدُعَاؤُهُمْ فِيهَا الضَّلَالِ وَدَلِيلُهُمُ الْعَمَى. So basically, the Imam, he says that those who are awliyaullah, they are guided by yaqeen. Their yaqeen is always stronger than doubt. Today, when you have yaqeen in something, could someone come and take that? When you have certainty in something, could someone come and take that away from you? They can't, because you have certainty in it. So he says the awliyaullah, the true believers, they have strong faith. They're not shaken. They don't give up on their faith easily. And we find every day in our life, our faith is tested. Sometimes it's tested through trials. Sometimes it's tested through a professor. Sometimes it's tested through a movie. Or someone might come and say something. Oh, why do you believe in Imam al-Sadiq? Why do you believe in Imam al-Mahdi? You believe in the Asma? You believe in this? Why do you believe in God? Everything was created. Darwinism. All of these, they come and they throw it at you. It looks similar to the truth, but it's intended to come and bring you away. But the mu'min, فَضِيَاؤُهُمْ فِيهَا الْيَقِينُ وَدَلِيلُهُمْ سَمْتُ الْهُدَى. And they're always guided by the pursuit of the truth and pursuit of hidayah, the pursuit of guidance. They don't want to follow their desires. They don't want to follow what other people are saying. They say, I want to follow the haqq. I have to follow the haqq. And this is something very important. Today, for example, you find some people, they come and they say, tell me what makes it easy for me. I want religion to be easy for me. Is that the mindset that we're supposed to have? Always go after what's easy? Or do we have to find what's haqq? Do we have to find the truth? Sometimes the truth is not easy. Sometimes the truth is very easy. I have to have that pursuit of following the truth. However, وَأَمَّا أَعْدَاءُ اللَّهِ فَدُعَاؤُهُمْ فِيهَا الضَّلَالِ وَدَلِيلُهُمُ الْعَمَى. But the a'da'ullah, the enemies of God, they are not guided by hidayah. They're not guided by guidance. They're not in pursuit of the truth. They're in pursuit of dhalal, meaning taking the many paths, the many deviated paths. And here's what's hard today. Why do we look at most people are doing wrong and only a few people are doing the good? Because the path to good is one, but the path to bad is many. Allah talks about this in the Quran, in Ayat al-Kursi. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayy al-qayyum, la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm, lahu ma fi as-samawati ma fi al-ard, man dha alladhi yashfa'u 'indahu illa bi'idhnihi, يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور. ظلمات is plural, but nur is one. What does that mean? That means the paths of deviance are many. As soon as I get off course, I'm driving from point A to point B. As soon as I take a right, I'm lost. As soon as I take a left, I'm lost. As soon as I leave the navigation system, I'm lost. There are many roads that are wrong, but the path of the haqq is one. So the mu'min is the one that is in pursuit of the haqq, but the kafir or the a'da Allah, the enemies of God, فَدُعَاءُهُمْ فِيهَا الضَّلَالِ وَدَلِيلُهُمُ الْعَمَى. And they're guided by blindness. They're not guided by true basira. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'mineen, he says, احذروا الشبهة فإنها وضعت للفتنة. Be very careful of the shubha, of the misconception, because it's there to cause a fitna. It's there to derail you, to test your faith. In another hadith, Amir al-Mu'mineen, he says, من التوفيق الوقوف عند الحيرة. When God wants to guide someone, don't be quick to make a decision when you're not sure. And this is where a lot of people fall in the shubha. Sometimes people, they come and they're like, yeah, I heard a professor, he said something, and now I don't believe in religion. They made a decision right away because they heard one professor, or they watched one YouTube video, they heard one lecture. The mu'min is the one who does wuquf. If I'm not sure, let me wait until I make a final decision. Don't be quick to make decisions. In another hadith, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says, لا ورع كالوقوف عند الشبهة. The best type of wara', meaning not falling in the sins, having that ability to control yourself, is to control yourself in falling in the shubha. And shubha, as we said, it resembles the truth. It's something that many people are susceptible to falling in. Am I immune from falling in a shubha? Am I immune from being misled? No, I'm not. Every single one of us. Look at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa and those who were with him, the Sahaba. They were with the Prophet. They saw the Prophet every day. They used to pray behind the Prophet, everything. But then, many Muslims, they deviated. Look at those who were with Imam Ali alayhi salam. Some of them, they deviated from the haqq. Those who were with the Imams of the Al-Bayt, they deviated. So this is why we should not believe that we have a guaranteed protection from shubuhat. And we have to know what it takes in time. If someone comes and you see a hadith that doesn't make sense to you. You see a verse in the Quran that you don't understand the tafsir of. Does that make you to make quick conclusions? No. من التوفيق الوقوف عند الحيرة لا ورع كالوقوف عند الشبهة. So our duty, and I say this to myself, even though, for example, right now I'm a Shia, I'm a Muslim and I'm a Shi'i, but does this mean that I should not question my faith? No, I question my faith. Because how do I make my faith become strong? How do I make my faith become solid if I don't test it? So this is why it's healthy sometimes, and this happens all the time. Parents, they come to me, they're like, please talk to my son, talk to my daughter. This happened a few days ago with me. A mom, she comes and she brings her daughter, please talk to my daughter. I said, why? She said, because my daughter, she asks hard questions. She comes and she says, where's God? She comes and she tells me, why do we have to do this as Muslims? Why do we have to believe in this? I told the mom, I told her, what your daughter is doing is very natural. How is someone supposed to strengthen their iman if they don't ask these questions? Yes, there's a difference between asking this question and ignoring it and leaving your faith, and asking your question and coming to a scholar or coming to someone who could answer you, picking up a book, trying to find the answer. It's perfectly healthy to put yourself in this situation so that when you are faced with a difficult time, you know how to answer. Otherwise, how do I believe in God if I don't question? I don't come and bring myself to the conviction. How do I believe in the Prophet? How do I believe in the Imams? How do I believe in the Asma? How do I believe in everything that I believe in? I have to come and question it. But the important thing is that we have to, number one, resort to facts. Some people, they want to find the truth, but they go and they say, oh, I saw this in a dream. I saw this in a magazine. I saw this here and there. No, you resort to facts. When you resort to the fact, then you're not going to be misled. But if you don't resort to fact, then yeah, there's voices everywhere telling you to do certain things. And there's no room for ta'assub when it comes to religion. What does ta'assub mean? Arrogance. Meaning, I can't come and say, oh, I told you so, oh, you told me, I told you. I have to begin where I accept the possibility that I might be wrong. That's how I build my faith. So it's not an issue of I told you so and I told you so. It's an issue of I want to find the truth. If this is the truth, then I will follow the truth. We have to follow the truth. And we should not make the haqq be basically, oh, this is what I want, so this is how I'm going to change the religion. This is what I want, this is how I'm going to make the religion. I have to conform to the way the religion is. Not I change the religion around because of me. Allah says in the Quran, قُلْ هَلْ مِنْ شُرَكَائِكُمْ مَنْ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْحَقِّ قُلِ اللَّهُ يَهْدِي لِلْحَقِّ أَفَمَنْ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْحَقِّ أَحَقُّ أَنْ يُتَّبَعَ أَمَّنْ لَا يَهِدِّي إِلَّا أَنْ يُهْدَى فَمَا لَكُمْ كَيْفَ تَحْكُمُونَ. Basically, the haqq is أَحَقُّ أَنْ يُتَّبَعَ, meaning the truth is what you need to follow. You have to follow the truth, and you cannot come and say, oh, I want to follow this because my cousin follows this. I want to follow this because my family follows this. No, I have to follow the truth. And in the face of shubuhat, we have to always make sure that yaqeen and certainty and the haqq is what we follow, not what our desires tell us or what we want or what we see the majority of people. Today, one of the misconceptions against Shi'ism is they come and they tell me, but you're a minority right now. How does it make sense that all the Muslims, 70%, 60% of the Muslims, they're on the wrong and the minority are on the truth? This is argument that you always see. But just because you're a majority, does that mean you're with the truth? Today, right now, you look what's going on in America. The majority of people are okay with, LGBT marriage or something like that. Does that mean that that's good? The majority of people don't have a moral compass when it comes to political issues that are going on. Does that mean that that's good? No. Just because you're a majority, that doesn't mean. But see, sometimes that is one thing that comes and tricks people. No, don't follow this because the majority believe in this. Who cares about the majority? My job is to follow the truth. Al-haqqu ahaqqu an yuttaba. And we need to be very careful not to add to the religion and change the religion because of what we want. Is this something that has happened in the history of religion? Yes. Look at Judaism, look at Christianity, and look at Islam as well. There were many manipulations and fabrications when it comes to religion. This is one. So always follow the truth. Second is I need to accept the possibility. In order to reach the truth, I have to humble myself. And that means that I have to accept the possibility that I was wrong. That doesn't mean that if I'm doing that, then I'm going against my faith. Right now, for example, they come and they tell me you're a Shi'i. You believe that Imam Ali was the Imam after the Prophet? I say yes. Okay, tell me, let's come, bring yourself a step back. Before you come and you become very strong, staunch believer in this, come to the idea that the Prophet didn't, or during the time of the Prophet, and you don't know anything yet. Give the others the benefit of the doubt and give Imam Ali give them all an equal status and then look at the proofs and look at the adillah, all of them, and then later on make the decision. Don't start off by making that decision. Accept the possibility that I may be wrong. Am I a ma'soom? No, I'm not a ma'soom. That means I could be wrong. So, was I born with full knowledge? No, my knowledge is increasing every day. So here we understand that we need to basically humble ourselves, and that's how we find the truth. Is it very possible? Were others wrong before us, for example? Did others come and make wrong decisions? Yes. So why do I come and believe that everything I believe in is the truth? I need to question. I need to question. Not that I'm questioning so that I leave the religion. I question so that I strengthen my faith. And this is why this is very important. Even addressing aqa'id, addressing beliefs, because this is how we strengthen our faith and our belief. So here, the path to conviction begins with questioning beliefs, and you have to try to convince yourself to believe in that. And I always tell people, sometimes people, they come and they want to convert to Islam. I tell them, listen, before you convert, ask any question and try to debate, try to prove me wrong. Not only me, try to prove what the argument is wrong, so that later on, when I didn't feel like getting up and praying, I didn't feel like believing in this, I heard something here and there, you have no room to fall away from the haqq. So try to look for all the holes in the argument, and try to come and see where the issue is with your faith. If you do that, and you do it with genuine sincerity, with good intention to find the truth, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take you to the truth. But if you have ta'assub and arrogance and pride, or no, I'm doing this because my people are following this, I'm following this because of this, then you won't find the truth. Then you're following ta'assub and arrogance. And this is the attitude that we should have towards seeking knowledge. And this is why in Islam, there is no knowledge that Islam comes and tells you be afraid of. Rasulullah tells Muslims, اطلبوا العلم ولو في الصين. Seek knowledge even if it's in China. What does that mean? That means if I am sincere in my intentions towards seeking knowledge, all types of knowledge will guide me to the truth. All types of knowledge will eventually guide me to the haqq. So, but we have to look at all the data. Today, there are some scholars, some sheikhs, some speakers, they come and they tell people, no, don't go and sit with these people, don't read this book, don't do that, because you're going to leave what you're believing in. We come and we say, no, let's come and look at everything. And this is why one thing beautiful that strengthens the Shia argument is that the Shia proof, the proof of Shi'ism, is all and most of it is in the Quran and in the books and the history that is written by Sunnis. So we have nothing to worry about. You come and you look at the adillah, you come and you look at the proof, and you find it is all there. So this is the second point. So we mentioned the first point is that we need to resort to the facts, always have the navigation be finding the haqq. And second, we need to accept the possibility that we are wrong, because that's how we strengthen. And third, and I want to insist on this, this is very important when we are getting in these topics, especially Shia Sunni topics. Are we doing this to come and bash Sunnis and talk about Sunnis in a bad way and negative way? Of course not. Our whole purpose is to strengthen our beliefs. Our whole purpose is to come and strengthen our own aqeedah. And if anyone is asking us questions, there are some people, they come and they take these arguments, but they do it in an insulting way, where they're insulting the others. The others, maybe they don't know, or maybe they heard something. This is what they believed in. So we have to be very careful and very respectful, and we have to follow the manhaj, the curriculum of the Quran. Allah says in the Quran, ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. Allah says in the Quran, invite for the sake of your Lord with wisdom, بالحكمة وَالْمَوْعَظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ, and good admonishments. Meaning, if I'm coming and I'm talking to an atheist, I'm talking to a non-believer, I'm talking to anyone who's different from me, whether this is a Sunni, whether this is a Hindu, whether this is a Shi'i that doesn't believe in all the Imams even. There are Shi'as that are, for example, Zaydi Shi'as. There are Shi'as that believe up to the 7th Imam or whatever. So you have to deal with them bil-hikmah, with wisdom. Maybe I could attract someone to the religion by being kind, by inviting them in a very reasonable way, using hikmah, using wisdom, rather than I come and I tell this person, you're going to hell, you're kafir, you're going to hell. This is wrong. And unfortunately, there are people that follow the other method where they come and they push people away rather than they invite them. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة. Use wisdom. والموعظة الحسنة. Speak out of the heart. How did Rasulullah manage to bring all of these people? They were kuffar, they were mushrikeen, they were idol worshippers. Rasulullah attracted them. Why? Because he spoke out of love. He spoke out of compassion. He wasn't using hate language. He wasn't using any of this type of language that brings people away. وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. If they're debating, debate in the best way possible. إِنَّ رَبَّكَ أَعْلَمُ إِنَّ رَبَّكَ هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ ضَلَّ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. Your Lord knows who is astray and your Lord knows who is muhtadi, who's on the right path. Who am I to come and say you're going to heaven and you're going to hell? Allah is the one who knows who is the one who is on the truth and who is the one who is on the wrong path. My job is to follow the proofs that I have. I follow the Quran, I follow the Hadith, I follow the Prophet. So I try to be on the haqq. It's not my job to come and say you're going to heaven and you're going to hell. I say, they tell me, then why are you doing this? I say, because this is what the Quran says and this is what the Hadith says. So this is something very important. And Allah describes in another verse, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. And عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ, the true عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ, يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. They're humble. They don't look up, look down on other people. وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. When an ignorant person speaks to them in a derogatory way, they say salam. They say peace. So this is something very important. So inshallah, we will be addressing some of these misconceptions with these 3 points in mind. Seeking the truth, beginning with the basis and foundation that I might be wrong. So I don't come and hold prior notions and prior beliefs. And then the third is we try to do it in the best akhlaq, in the best way possible. Okay? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So the first, to come and later build up slowly, the first is the idea of the origins of Shi'ism. Today, you come and you see some individuals who have no knowledge about Islam, they come and they tell you that Shi'ism is something different. They'll come and they'll tell you there's no Shia and Sunni in Islam. Everyone follows the Prophet. And where did this word Shia come from? Everyone is a Muslim. Why are the Shias different from the Muslims? And they'll come and they'll tell you Shi'ism started after. Shi'ism started during the time of Imam Sadiq. Some people they'll come and they'll tell you Shi'ism started after Karbala. Some people they'll come and they'll tell you Shi'ism started after the Safawis came. And they come and they bring all of these different arguments to throw them in there, and someone who has no knowledge, and the narrative is not controlled by the Shias right now in the majority of the Muslim world. Who controls the narrative? It's not the Shias. So a lot of people, they'll believe all of this without questioning, without using the basis of seeking knowledge. So from amongst the misconceptions against Shia Islam is that Shi'ism started by, they'll come and they'll tell you, of course not all Sunnis will say this. This is an extreme view where you find some people, they'll come and they'll tell you Shi'ism started by a Jewish convert to Islam. A Jewish man, he converted to Islam, and his name is Abdullah ibn Saba. Abdullah ibn Saba, this man, he converted and he saw that the Muslims, everything was all jolly and there was no problems whatsoever. So what did he do? He came and he wanted to divide them. Because there's always a conspiracy. There's always foreign intervention. Blame it and say there's Jewish man. He came and he decided to divide the Muslims. So the idea of this man, he came to stir political and religious strife and cause division within the ummah. And the idea, the allegation is that this man came during the time of Uthman. and he riled up people against Uthman, and he told people, go and turn against Uthman, and they went and they protested against Uthman. Uthman ended up getting killed. He came and he told people, follow Ali ibn Abi Talib. They followed Ali ibn Abi Talib, and he came and he started exaggerating the merits of Ali ibn Abi Talib, and that's how Shi'ism was built. This is the whole story of Abdullah ibn Saba. But today, Sunni scholars, many of the moderate Sunni scholars, when they come and they look at the whole idea of Abdullah ibn Saba, they see that this is a fabrication. Perhaps there was no man named Abdullah ibn Saba. It's a made-up fictional character. Whether he actually existed or not is in question. And even if he existed, there's a huge sense of exaggeration to come and blame everything, all of the division, all of the grievances that Muslims have had, all of the troubles and problems that have occurred. You come and you blame it on a Jewish man. This is a very convenient answer. To come and say, oh, there's no problems. Nothing has happened. This is a very lazy answer. To come and say, no one wants to do research. No one wants to come and see, oh, were there problems? Why did the Muslims revolt against Uthman? Was there a source to Shi'ism? Was there an origin to Shi'ism? Were there groups of people that were called Shia during the time of the Prophet? This is all there. But you come, this is a convenient scapegoat to come and blame everything on outside, on a foreign entity, and you come and you don't take any responsibilities and don't throw any blame to the suffering, to the division on the early Muslims that existed. So here, of course, the funny thing is, until today, they'll come and they'll tell you, the Shias, they work hand in hand with the Jews. And they'll come and they'll tell you, you hear this on many channels, they'll come and they'll tell you Shias and the Jews, they work hand in hand with one another. And it's very ironic today that you see those governments and those mindsets, the Wahhabi, the Salafi, the extreme, not all Sunnis say this, the extreme, those who do takfir of the Shias, they are the ones who are normalizing ties with the Zionists, and they come and they say Shias are the ones who are doing this, and Shia, and this is basically the source and the origins of Shi'ism. So when we look at when was the origin of Shi'ism, let's look at this right now. When did Shi'ism begin? With Imam Ali on the day of Ghadir? Okay, what else? Does anyone else say something else? What is it? During the life of Prophet Muhammad. So a lot of people, when they think of sects, when they think of madahib, usually they'll imagine during the life of the Prophet there was no sects, there was no madahib, everyone was one. Then after the death of the Prophet, madahib emerged. For example, al-madhab in the Sunni school of thought, al-madhab al-Hanafi, al-madhab al-Maliki, al-madhab al-Shafi'i, al-madhab al-Hanbali. These madahib, they came, these fiqhi understandings, these are fiqhi, jurisprudential madahib sects, they emerged 200 years, 250 years after the hijrah of the Prophet, and these sects were created after the Prophet. When they imagine Shi'ism, they imagine that Shi'ism also came to existence after the death of the Prophet. However, the truth and the fact of the matter is that Shi'ism did not start after Ashura. Shi'ism did not start during the time of Imam Sadiq. Shi'ism did not start by the Safawis. Shi'ism did not start during the Abbasi era. Shi'ism started with Islam because the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught people while he was telling people, say ashhadu an la ilaha illallah and say ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, at the same time, during his life, at the same time, Rasulullah told people that Imam Ali is the leader after him. There was no separation from that. To come and create a separation, to come and create a gap between ashhadu an la ilaha illallah and ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah and Imam Ali, this is an injustice against Shi'ism and an injustice against Imam Ali. And there are many proofs that the Holy Prophet, from day one, when he told people, in fact, the first time, when was the first time Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa gathered his family and he told them about Islam? What was that event called? وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ دعوة العشيرة. The Holy Prophet, when the religion of Islam came down upon him, when the Quran came down upon him, the first 3 years, the Holy Prophet, it was him, Khadija, and Imam Ali, and probably a handful of people that were believing in the Prophet. No one else. Then after 3 years, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet, وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ, and warn your family. Go begin with your family. So Rasulullah sallallahu, go and look up the hadith. Now, because this is we're going to go through this a little bit quicker. We can't come and bring all the sources, but you go and you look up the hadith of this verse, the tafsir of this verse. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. In Sunni books and in Shia books. Tarikh al-Tabari, Tafsir al-Tabari, you find it, and you find it in many other sources. You come and you see that the first time Rasulullah told people about Islam, he gathered his family. Abu Lahab was there, Abu Talib was there, Abbas, the uncle of the Prophet, many of the family members, they were there, Hamza was there. Rasulullah, at that time, no one believed in him. No one publicly believed in him except Imam Ali. The Prophet, he cooked food, and then he comes and he tells them, who will believe in me? Who will support me? Who will follow me? This person will be my Khalifa and my Wasi and my Wazir after me. The vicegerent, the one who was after me. No one said anything except Imam Ali, who was young at that time. He said, Ana ya Rasulullah, me ya Rasulullah, me ya Rasulullah. Then Rasulullah, and this is mentioned, he tells them, إِذَنْ أَنْتَ خَلِيفَتِي وَوَصِيِّي وَوَزِيرِي مِنْ بَعْدِي. Therefore, you are my Khalifa, my Wasi, and my Wazir after me. So what does this mean? This means the Prophet, while he's telling people, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, at the same time he's telling people, Imam Ali is the leader after me. So is there a separation? Is there a gap between Shi'ism and Islam? There's no gap. Believing in Imam Ali is believing in the Prophet the way the Prophet wanted you to believe. Rejecting Imam Ali is not fully accepting the Sunnah of the Prophet and not fully accepting that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came down with in the Quran. And here, in another verse, and in Tafsir Surah Al-Bayyinah, this term Shia, when was this term created? And who coined this term Shia? Today, also, you might find many people, they come and they say, oh, the word Shia did not exist. It came into existence many years later. Go and read the verse, the tafsir of this verse in Surah Al-Bayyinah, Surah 98 in the Quran, Surah Al-Bayyinah, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمْ خَيْرُ الْبَرِيَّةِ. This verse, those who have Iman and they do good deeds, they are the best bariyah, the best of the creation. قال السيوطي في الدر المنثور, one of the Sunni scholars, السيوطي in his book الدر المنثور, in his tafsir, في تفسير قوله تعالى إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية. وأخرج ابن عساكر عن جابر بن عبد الله, also another scholar. Ibn Asakir, he narrates this hadith from Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari. Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, he says, كنا عند النبي صلى الله عليه وآله. He says, we were with the Prophet. فأقبل علي فقال النبي. Ali ibn Abi Talib came. He says, we were sitting with the Prophet, Ali walked in. He says, فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله. The Prophet, he said in front of Jabir, in front of others. He said, والذي نفسي بيده, by the one whom my soul is in his hands, meaning by God. إن هذا وشيعته لهم الفائزون يوم القيامة. Him and his Shia, they are the victorious on the day of judgment. So who used the word Shia? Who was the first who used the word Shia? The Holy Prophet, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. لهم الفائزون يوم القيامة ونزلت. And this verse came down. This is what Jabir is saying. He says, while we were sitting with the Prophet, a verse of the Quran came down. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمْ خَيْرُ الْبَرِيَّةِ. Those who have Iman and they do good deeds, they are the best of God's creation. فَكَانَ أَصْحَابُ النَّبِي. This is the commentary of Jabir. He says, Ashabun Nabi, the companions of the Prophet, إِذَا أَقْبَلَ عَلِي, when Ali ibn Abi Talib comes in a room, what would they say? قال, they would say, قالوا جاء خير البرية, the best of God's creation entered. جاء خير البرية وأخرج ابن عدي وابن عساكر عن أبي سعيد مرفوعا علي خير البرية. So here, in another hadith, Rasulullah says, أنت وشيعتك هم خير البرية. You and the Shia are the best of God's creation. So, what is the definition of Shia? The Prophet used this term. The Prophet, multiple times, he told people about Imam Ali. What is the definition of Shia? Follower of Imam Ali. And someone who not only follows, but someone who believes that Imam Ali is greater than the other Sahaba and more worthy and more qualified to be followed. This is the definition of Shia. So today the Shia, they believe that Imam Ali is their leader and he is more worthy than the others. That doesn't mean that we have a problem with others. We have no problem with others. But that we just believe that Imam Ali is more worthy than being followed because of certain qualities that he had. Because he was the first to join the religion of Islam. Because he was the most knowledgeable. Because of the many qualities that he had. Now, were there Sahaba from, this is to answer the point that Shi'ism just came into existence many years after the Prophet. Were there, the term Shia was coined during the life of the Prophet. Rasulullah, he said, أَنْتَ وَشِيعَتُكَ هُمْ خَيْرُ الْبَرِيَّةِ. Were there Shia during the life of Rasulullah? There were Shia during the life of the Prophet, right? Yes. There were Shia. How could they be Shia while they're Muslim? What's the answer to that? To be a Muslim, you have to be a follower of Ali ibn Abi Talib because that is what the Quran ordered and that is what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa told people. So there were companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa companions of Rasulullah that were known to be the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib. During the life of the Prophet, they were known to be the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib, the group of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Yes. Okay, who were those companions that were known to be the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib? Does anyone know any? Abu Dhar was one of them. Who else? Ammar. Okay, who else? Salman. Miqdad. Jabir, perhaps, yes. But those were the known ones. Salman, Abu Dhar, Miqdad, Ammar. And then, in fact, today, there's a misconception, a shubha, that only a few people followed Ali ibn Abi Talib. And the majority of people, right away, they switched. The majority of people did not believe in Ali ibn Abi Talib. That is wrong. That is a shubha. That's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that only a small group of the Sahaba believed in Ali ibn Abi Talib. And the majority, they said, move on, don't worry about Ali ibn Abi Talib. They didn't see that Ali ibn Abi Talib was qualified. They didn't see that Ali ibn Abi Talib was worthy of being followed. This is wrong. This is very far from the truth. In fact, the majority of the Sahaba of Rasulullah, those who were close with the Prophet, they could be labeled as the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib until politics came into play and they were forced to accept something else. And this is what historians have pointed out. So it's not just these four, Salman, Ammar, Miqdad, and Abu Dhar. In fact, there were many others. Ibn Abbas, all of Bani Hashim. All of Bani Hashim, they believed that Ali ibn Abi Talib had awlawiyah, that Ali ibn Abi Talib was more qualified. And Bani Hashim are not nothing. They were with the Prophet. They're the family of the Prophet. Ibn Abbas, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, Ubay ibn Ka'b, Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari. In fact, there's a Muslim historian by the name of, and Muslims, one of the first sociologists, by the name of Ibn Khaldun. You've probably all heard of Ibn Khaldun. Ibn Khaldun, he used to travel and he used to write down about the beliefs and sociology. He used to study societies. He says a big group of the Sahaba saw that Ali ibn Abi Talib was favorable, was greater, and they were the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib, except when matters changed, when politics came into play, they only showed disappointment and did not go too far for the sake of Muslim unity. So what does this mean? This means that the majority of the Sahaba of Rasulullah, they saw that Ali ibn Abi Talib was more qualified. The majority of the Sahaba of the Prophet, they saw that Ali ibn Abi Talib was the one who was most fit to be the leader. But then politics came. Then they saw that it was a life and death issue. They saw that a political establishment has come to power and they're using force, they're using violence. And is there proof that they're using force and violence? Yes. There is Sa'd ibn Ubadah, one of the leaders of the Ansar. He was killed and they blamed his murder on the jinn. Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, a few days after the death of the Prophet, a perfectly healthy young lady, why would she die? Why would her house be, why would they threaten her house? Why would Ali ibn Abi Talib be dragged out of the house? So then once force was put into play, then a lot of these, they said, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do anything. Why did they not do anything? Because they saw Imam Ali also wasn't doing anything. For the sake of Muslim unity, for the sake of keeping the ummah together. There is a scholar by the name of Sheikh al-Wa'ili. He has a book on the history of Shi'ism. He says, he writes down, he says 133 Sahaba of Rasulullah were labeled as Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib. So this goes against the misconception that a lot of people have today. Today, even some of the Shias, they come and they say only a few people believed in Ali ibn Abi Talib. The majority did not believe in Ali ibn Abi Talib. That's not true. In fact, the majority of the Sahaba, they saw awlawiyah and ahaqiyah for Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib. In fact, if we want to go with this definition of if you saw that Ali ibn Abi Talib had more knowledge and was more qualified to be a leader, then even Abu Bakr and Umar would fall in this category. Because they also believed that Imam Ali was more knowledgeable. Didn't they? He says, لولا علي لهلك عمر لا أبقاني الله لمعضلة ليس فيها أبو الحسن. So even they believed that Imam Ali was more knowledgeable. But then power, it blinds people. Power, it makes people do certain things where even they know that this person has more awlawiyah, this person is more qualified, but they don't follow this person. Yes, sister? So this is an argument that is made. Does this argument has a foundation? No, it doesn't. Imam Ali, yes, he was in his 30s when the Prophet died. He was in his 30s. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi did not make age a criteria. The Quran tells us Isa became a prophet when he was a newborn. Yahya wa ataynahu al-hukma sabiyya. Imam Ali alayhi salam, they knew he was more knowledgeable than them. They would testify to that. They knew that he has a longer history of Islam. He never worshipped an idol. In the jihad, in the knowledge, in the ma'rif, all of that, Amir al-Mu'min. And then that argument of age, a few days before the death of the Prophet, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, he asked the Muslim army to go out and join the army of Usama. Join the army of Usama. Usama was the son of Zayd. Zayd was the adopted son of the Prophet. Zayd was killed. Zayd died. Usama, he was a young teenager. Usama was a teenager. Rasulullah tells the Sahaba, those Sahaba who are in their 50s and 60s, Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman, all these people, he comes and he tells them, you have to be under the command of Usama. Usama, a teenager. What is the Prophet trying to prove? The Prophet is trying to prove that age is not an issue. If you're qualified, you're qualified. If you're not qualified, then you're not qualified, no matter how old you are. So this is an argument. This is a misconception that is thrown out there. They come and they say Ali ibn Abi Talib was too young. That's why they did not accept Ali ibn Abi Talib. No, this is just an excuse to derail from the truth. So even going back to what we were saying, there were many Shias, and for those who regarded the definition of Shia as those who saw Ali ibn Abi Talib as qualified, then this even applies to Abu Bakr and Umar, because they saw that he was more qualified in knowledge, in understanding, in history of Islam. And however, the reality of this dunya is that people will make decisions that go against the truth, that go against morality, that go against akhlaq. And this is what happened time and time again. Until today it happens. Don't we see it happening? That people, they know this is the truth, but they make another decision. We see this all the time. We see it happen with the closest of the Sahaba. Even those who were Shia, when they say that when the attack on the house of Fatima al-Zahra happened, one of the first people who took out his sword, and Amir al-Mu'minin told him, put your sword away, was Az-Zubayr. Az-Zubayr, he took out his sword and he was ready to defend the house of Fatima al-Zahra. Fast forward 30 years, what happened to Zubayr? Zubayr waged a war against Imam Ali and he was killed in the battle of Jamal. Of course, Imam Ali convinced him and he left the battle, but he did not tell them no. He left and then someone came and went and killed him. So people, just because I'm Shia now does not mean I'm Shia forever. Shia means I have to constantly prove my tashayyu. I have to constantly prove my iman. Just like I'm a Muslim right now. But if I wake up tomorrow and I stop praying and I stop doing what makes me a Muslim, I'm not going to be a Muslim anymore. So you need to remain with the truth. But if we were to use that argument that whoever saw that Ali ibn Abi Talib was more, that definition that they saw Ali ibn Abi Talib was more qualified, then this applies to many people. And why were the Shia of Ali during the time of the Prophet? Shouldn't they be following the Prophet? Well, being a follower of the Prophet is being a Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And being a Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib is being a follower of the Prophet. And this is why right now when we say we are the Shia of Imam Ali, we are following Imam Ali because we believe he was the closest to the Prophet. That's the only reason. Otherwise, we're not following something different that Imam Ali has that is different from the Prophet. And to be fair, Sunnis, they say we follow the Sahaba because we believe the Sahaba will bring us to the Prophet. But unfortunately, you see that here is where the discrepancies and the problems occur. Where we come and we say some of the Sunnis are actually following the Sahaba and not the Prophet. Because the Sahaba, they did certain things in the religion that are different. And that's why today you find different Muslims, not all Muslims pray the same way. Why? The Prophet, did he one day pray like this and one day pray like this? Or as some people say, one day he prayed like this? It's supposed to be a joke. The Prophet never did that. So what is the Prophet? He prayed in one way. The Prophet, he showed them the religion of Islam in one way. But today, we see differences. So somewhere along the line, someone made a mistake. Someone derailed the ummah. We follow Imam Ali because we believe he's the closest to the Prophet. Yes, sister? So we are praying 5 times too. So there is proof, there is dalil from the Prophet and from the Quran as well. Allah talks about, when Allah talks about the times of prayers, أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا. Allah mentions 3 times. There are 5 prayers, but are we allowed to join them? Sometimes the Prophet, during his life, he joined. Sometimes he didn't. Now, it doesn't mean that we always have to join. You do the taqibat, you do the prayers, you could take a break and then you do the other one. Yes?
You mentioned before that like all Muslims were followers of Ali ibn Abi Talib, right?
Not all, no. All Muslims are followers of the Prophet. But many of the Sahaba, they saw that Ali ibn Abi Talib was more qualified. They saw that he was the most knowledgeable. Yes?
So I say that the Prophet used to pray with the Ummah in congregations for over like more than 17 years, right?
Well, at least 10 years. Because say the Salah became wajib in Mecca in the later years in Mecca.
Like, how is it possible that throughout the entire Ummah there's still like differences in fiqh when it comes to the Salah?
How is it possible that Imam al-Hussein, the grandson of the Prophet, was killed? When people deviate from the truth, they deviate from the truth. They say after the battle of Jamal, Imam Ali, he came to Basra and he prayed in the masjid in Basra. So when he entered, some of them were Sahaba, but they did not join him. These guys, they prayed with the Prophet, but how many years? Over 20 something years ago. They prayed with the Prophet. They saw Imam Ali praying. They say, Salla bina salata Rasulullah. They remembered this is how Rasulullah used to pray. When they saw Imam Ali praying. It's very easy for people to deviate. It's very easy for people to change. And is this something that is impossible to happen? No. Look at the Quran. The Quran tells us what happened to Bani Israel. Musa leaves them for 40 days. He came back. He saw they were worshipping a golden calf. And Allah had given them all of the miracles, all of the blessings. Food was coming from the heavens and they started worshipping a golden calf. Is it easy for people to deviate? Of course. Isa alayhi salam, he keeps telling them to worship God, to believe in God. Then they started worshipping him and they totally changed their religion. Why does the Quran talk to us about deviations that happen in religion? Because this is something that we are susceptible to. It's very easy to deviate from the haqq. It's very hard to hold on to the truth. وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِي مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا السُّبُلَ فَتَفَرَّقَ بِكُمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. Allah says there is one path of the truth and you have to follow it. So being a follower of Imam Ali is being a follower of the Prophet, because Imam Ali did not deviate from the Prophet. One of our great scholars by the name of Sayyid Abdul Hussein Sharafuddin, and this book has been translated into English. He has a book by the name of An-Nas wal-Ijtihad. An-Nas wal-Ijtihad. Meaning Nas means there's a clear order of a ruling. This is how you pray. This is how you do wudu. This is what you do. And then there's Ijtihad. Ijtihad means I do Ijtihad fi qibal al-Nas. Meaning God told me to do this, but I will do something else. Rasulullah said, don't pray Salat al-Layl in Jama'ah. He clearly told people that. But then, when Umar comes to power, he comes and he sees Muslims, this one praying here, this one praying here. He comes and he gathers them together and he says, all pray together. And then he says, this is a bid'ah hasana. This is a beautiful innovation. This is ijtihad fi qibal al-nas. Meaning that there's an order and then someone else is giving their own opinion. Now, someone might come and say, okay, we have mujtahids, we have scholars. Ijtihad cannot be fi qibal al-nas. Meaning that if you have a clear order, you can't do ijtihad. When you don't have an order, then you try to do ijtihad and figure out what God wants from you. What God wants, not what I want, what I think God wants. So here, we believe that Imam Ali is his path. Being a Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib, that's the path of the truth. And that Shi'ism existed during the life of the Prophet. What are the proofs? The verse of purity, Ayat al-Tathir, Surah al-Insan, the verse of Wilaya, إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَهُمْ رَاكِعُونَ. The verse of Mubahala, فَمَنْ حَاجَّكَ فِيهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ فَقُلْ تَعَالَوْا نَدْعُوا أَبْنَاءَنَا وَأَبْنَاءَكُمْ وَنِسَاءَنَا وَنِسَاءَكُمْ وَأَنفُسَنَا وَأَنفُسَكُمْ ثُمَّ نَبْتَهِلْ فَنَجْعَلْ لَعْنَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْكَاذِبِينَ. Verse of Indhar, وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. The verse of completion of faith. The verse of Balagh, يا أيها الرسول بلغ ما أنزل إليك من ربك. The verse of اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. These are all proofs in the Quran that prove the wilayah of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Then you go to the hadith of the Prophet, hadith al-manzila. أنت مني بمنزلة هارون من موسى. You are to me like what Harun was to Musa. Hadith al-thaqalain. إني تارك فيكم الثقلين. كتاب الله وعترتي أهل بيتي. And many other hadith. Many other ahadith from the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we will come to a stop here, and inshallah, in the next session we will build off where we are stopping, and we will talk about the Ahlul Bayt. Who are the Ahlul Bayt? Are the wives of the Prophet included in the Ahlul Bayt? This is one misconception. Today people come and say the wives of the Prophet are a part of the Ahlul Bayt, and what is our position towards the wives of the Prophet? What is our position towards the Sahaba of the Prophet? And many other misconceptions that exist there. So we will take a stop here. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Yes, Taha.
Sounds like criticism is always good, right? 'Cause you can,
Yeah, but don't criticize me.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, it's always good.
like, is there a point where, like,
Yes.
know in Iran, like those kind of like.
So sometimes there's something that no benefit comes out of it. Or right now, for example, I come and I bring a book of an atheist argument, and I come and I give it to little kids, young people who are not at that level of understanding to be able to debate it. So our scholars, they come and they say that some books are haram. But those scholars, before they come and say it's haram, they've actually read those books, and they've defeated those books, and they've argued those books. But they know that if you throw this out, because you have to be very careful, and this is the hadith, I've mentioned this many times, the hadith of Imam al-Baqir on the tafsir of this verse, فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِهِ. Let every insan look at their food. What does the tafsir of the Imam say?
It's not just food, it's everything else. Like things, just general things you take in. So
Like your knowledge, where you're taking your knowledge from. You have to be very careful. So yes, for me, I'm an adult. I know I'm not going to go and eat unhealthy junk food. But if I come and I put haram food in front of a young child, he's a Muslim, he's a good person, I put it in front of him, what's that child going to do? Maybe the child is going to not know. They don't know, and they're going to come and eat it. So yes, sometimes it's good to draw the line, to put a distinction, and not have 100% access or unmonitored access for everything out there. If you're giving access, you need to also give the proof for it and strengthen them in dealing with the solution, dealing with the problems.
Doesn't Allah say like, look at your food, like he's talking to us, like he doesn't say like, Ilyas should look at the food I'm eating. He says I should look at the food that I'm eating. So what does that mean, that I should be the judge of whether like I should?
Yeah, but sometimes someone might not know better. Right now, as a father, as a mother, don't you make sure that your children are eating healthy food? So there's some people, they have wilaya. There's some people, they have authority over you. When they have authority over you, they have a duty to protect you. Yes, sister.
You said about Surah Qazwini, that like the Sunnis say that he's talking about the wives.
Yes, that's one of them. We'll talk about that next week, inshallah. Yes. You're very anxious, mashallah. Yes. Anyone else? Okay. والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على